everyone. My name is Honey Ogunde.
Fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your
Today, I want to talk about something that I'm really passionate about, which is get your paper right. And you're like looking at me thinking, what does that mean? It basically just means making sure that you have everything down legit, you have your legal signed up, you dot your I's, and you cross your T's. I think when we're doing a side hustle, most of us started out like really casual, really, in bed with our personal finances and what we're doing. But the key thing in terms of like growing your business and really getting people to take it seriously is to really run it like a business from day one. And that means getting your paper right. What's the first way that you need to get your paper right? The first thing is when you're thinking about starting a business or you're thinking about starting your side hustle, you need to get registered. It's super important. I see so many small businesses that we work with and they come with like their personal accounts. You need to set up, get your business registered, even if it's sole trader, if it's limited liability, even something as simple as just getting your business name done. And these days, there are really amazing tools out there in Nigeria where you can do this online, like DIY Law, which I love, and they do it like cheaper than most direct law firms. And in a couple of days, you can have your business papers done correctly. And what that allows you to do is open an account and be able to just look professional from day one. So my tip number one is get your business name or get your business registered. The second thing is when you start thinking about hiring people and staff, you need to get the paper right there too. Yeah, you need to make sure that you have contracts in place. I know that it's really tempting to just say, oh yeah, this person is, Ogweni is my staff, he's doing this for me, this person is, but you're a business now, you're a professional. Even from when I started having interns, I would draw up a basic contract that just allow people to know, okay, this is what I expect of them. This is the time I expect them to be in. This is the time I expect them to go home. And I'll talk about how that really helped me later on in the business. But I think the key point here is even when you're dealing with your employees, you need to be sure that your paper is straight from the get-go. The third thing is when you hire these people and they become your employees, especially for people in tech businesses who are thinking about, equity arrangements and equity pools for staff, you also need to be very clear there how much people are getting and be sure that it has a vesting cliff, etc. I think one of the most common things that I see that really me is when you're setting up a business with a partner. So I set up Fashpa.com as a sole founder, so I didn't really have this, but many people will start a business with a partner. And I'm super jealous of them because then you get out to ride this entrepreneurial startup journey with someone else. And you can basically split out the task according to who's good at whatever. And it's just not as lonely. But even though you're starting this business with someone who's your best friend, or even your husband or your wife, you need to get the paper right there too. So when you're registering the company, or even if you're not registered the company, it needs to be very clear what I mean, written down who owns what percentage. Is it a 50-50 split? Is it 70-30? Is it vested, which means that do they win those, do they get those share allocations over a period of time? And then you also need to look at difficult questions like what happens if you split, like you get a divorce, or you don't talk to each other anymore, or the person steals your shoe or your bag or your employee. You basically need to plan your business for the worst case scenario. And I know everyone says, no, we're always going to be best friends forever. But as we've seen, this doesn't always work the case. So basically, my rule of thumb for setting up a business with partners is basically just set it up as if you hate each other. And if you end up just loving each other, then, nothing's spoiled. And then my fourth tip would be when you start to look at talking to investors, the most important thing you'll be happy about is having got your paper right, because investors want to see that you're a registered company. They want to see that you have your accounts in order. They want to see that you want to see your employee contracts. And most of all, they want to see who you promised what and who owns what and what happens if that person, leaves or dies or something happens to them. Even with investors, you need to be sure that you have your paper right there. You need to start thinking about term sheets. You need to start thinking about cap tables if you're a tech table. And you need to always sort of be straight with them from the beginning and let people be very clear, written down with you. I think most important thing around paper right, and we'll talk about it, I hope soon, is also around your accounts and your statements. So you need to open a bank account and really treat your business as a business from day one. so many people mix personal and business, and then when you need money for something, you take it out of your business account. This is not good business practice. If you need to borrow money from your business, you borrow the money and then you put it back. Like when I started Fashpa, I used to make this mistake like all the time, and then I hired an accountant, and she was just like, she spent like the first 6 months just crying about my books. So these are like really simple things to do from the beginning, like just align your business separately and think about getting your paper right. I'd love to hear from you. What has it been like setting up your business? Do you have it registered? Is it a headache? Is it, what's really your pain point there? And I'm always happy as ever to share my experiences. You can always head over to my site at www.honeyogundeyi, or hit me up on Instagram at honeyogundeyi, or Twitter as well, where I'm always just happy to hear about you. But remember, like, if you're starting a business, please, 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 just think about getting everything right. Till the next time that we hang out here, have a great week and speak to you soon. Bye.